9.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
Yeah, they are free, and they're also good ideas. Ben Young from Bwaggy.com. G'day there, how you doing?
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Likewise.
Today talking about subscriptions.
Yes, I think when I was in Wellington last year, I ran into a few people using this business model, and it's not that new.
Subscriptions as a business model.
Yeah, as a business model. It's not that new, but I thought I'd touch on it again.
Well, what's an example of a basic?
Well, on Friday, a guy called Dan Phillips, he was...
I know that name.
He was a contestant on the show The Apprentice.
Ah, that's why.
So what he's done is he's launched this little website called mansupplies.co.nz.
You've got to leverage the publicity that you've got on TV. Yeah.
The publicity you get from The Apprentice.
Yeah. People are really focused on that show, though, aren't they? They seem to be.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know who The Apprentice is going to be.
Yeah.
I already know. But anyway.
In the discussions around it, there is an element of the tall poppy syndrome. Like,
yeah.
Who are these guys and what are they doing? Why they shouldn't be there, or they should be there, or that's incredible. But anyway, so what he's
and also about whether or not the prize is actually an actual prize, like a year working with Sarah Pesos. Like, you know.
So that's a matter of perspective, isn't it? The people going on the show, clearly they're vying for that position because they want it.
I think they just want to win the program. I don't think they actually want to hang out with Sarah Pesos for a year, you know?
We'll see, because New Zealand's so small, you'll find out whether or not they actually work for the year or not.
It's like the money or the bag, money or the bag. Take the money. The bag, Sarah Pesos is probably in the bag, you know? Anyway.
Oh, dear. Anyway, this guy, Dan Phillips, I have met him a couple of times. He works just around the corner. Good sort of guy. He's had this idea for a few years. What he wanted to launch was underwear by subscription, and it's called mansupplies.co.nz.
Okay.
So clearly, it's for men. What you do is jump on the website, and you can get boxes via subscription. So a pair a month, or a pair every 2 months, or a pair every 3 months, or
they just
pair every 6 months.
Arrive in the mail.
Yes. So the idea is, we're all so busy, why should we be shopping for boxes when clearly we already know what we want?
Why would I want a pair of boxes a month?
I'm not sure. Well, a pair a month seemed a bit excessive to me, but if you are a family, that would make sense. Get a pair a month, or I'm not sure, maybe if there's several men in the household. But anyway, so I thought I'd better check this out. So I signed up for, I think, once every 3 or 4 months. Once every 3 months.
Yeah.
That seemed fairly okay to me. You know, four pairs of new boxes a year on top of whatever else you get. And so the deal is, you pay. You can either pay monthly or the whole year up front. And at every set interval, they send you a new pair of boxes.
And that's all it is boxes.
Yeah.
That's all they're supplying.
Yeah, that's it. I'm guessing over time they'll probably add more, but on a basic level, let's start with something that's easy. And I guess there's two markets here. There's people that are genuinely too busy, so they'll order it and let it, get their man supplies every month or every quarter. On the flip side, there might be housewives or mums wanting to do the same thing, or order boxes for their kids. On the flip side, I've got no idea. Maybe they're going to do women's supplies off the back of it too.
I mean, this sort of model basically only works because people subscribe for something and then they can't be bothered unsubscribing after a certain amount of time because it seems like only a small amount of money. So it works on a number of levels. Firstly, with a subscription, and I'll use National Geographic as an example because I am receiving a subscription. Yeah.
You sign up for 12 copies with National Geographic, a year's worth.
Yeah.
And pretty damn good, by the way. But what you do is you can either pay the full amount up front, or from memory you can pay in instalments. So with the instalments option, what it lets you do is you convince yourself that you want the 12, but you only need to pay for, say, the first 3 up front. So there's this value distortion where you see this big value and this little value that you have to give away, and the little value is your first instalment.
Right.
And so that's how you convince yourself to get into this.
Yeah.
So it's a really good sell to make, because you're saying, look, I've got all this stuff. You can have it for only, a quarter of the price now and a quarter in 3 months, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So they're very good from a sales point of view. They're also good from a efficiency point of view, in terms of you can go buy the National Geographic every month for the whole year, but then what if you miss it 1 month? What if you're busy, or maybe you don't have the time, or it's the magazine shop's closed by the time you finish work? So what we can do is we can send it direct to you, and that's more efficient for us because we know how many people are buying. It's more efficient for you because you get it straight to your door. So there's this nice efficiency where people know what they're going to get, and the company knows what they're selling each and every month.
Yeah, they can project into the future, right?
So it's a nice recurring revenue for them, because if you imagine, let's say they've got 1 million subscribers a month, there's not going to be a month where 1 million people turn around and cancel it. There's always going to be a natural attrition. Let's say that's 50,000. So every month, 50,000 cancel their subscription. So their whole aim is to try and get more than 50,000. So from a business point of view, it's quite good. It's quite solid, because people are locked into the long term, and you get these nice little pockets of cash flow every month.
How do you think mansupplies.co.nz is going to do? Is it going
I'm quite interested to see what the uptake is. It seems to be very much an urban market product, and the urban market is relatively small in New Zealand. However, if they prove the model here, it's not hard to jump across and put it into Sydney. I dare say the real money for this is when they do the wedge approach. They go, look, you're already getting your boxes from us, why not add your socks?
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting your socks, why not get
shaving supplies?
Yeah, shaving supplies. And that's where it'll get, quite lucrative, where you're getting maybe $100 a month off professional men, because they're going, no, just send me, I want coffee supplies so I can have coffee before I go to work, send me my toiletries, send me my socks, send me my boxes. I think that's where it could get quite compelling.
Yeah. So I wonder, supermarkets haven't set up something similar?
Well, supermarkets are trying to get into that. You'll see it's a new world where you can order online. What you can do...
Well, Food Town. Food Town are now to be Countdown of the rebranding, yeah.
But one of the options is you just say, look, send me what you sent me last week.
Yeah.
So every
week... that option is in
there
already.
Yeah, so you can say, look, every week I'm going to need 3 loaves of bread, 2 bottles of milk, some new cereal, maybe 1 jam, some meat, some fruit. Because, part of your shop, it's all the same anyway.
Yeah.
So they're getting into the same model, which is quite good for them, because then they can say, look, there's 1,000 people around Auckland that are all getting the same kind of peanut butter. Let's try and pre-order that, or get some more efficient pricing and that kind of stuff.
The subscription model in discussion there with Ben Young. Thanks very much. You can find out more up at bwaggy.com, bwaggy.com. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers.